The chair now recognizes Representative Mike Flood for 5 minutes from the great state of Nebraska.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for your testimony today. One of my goals here is to ensure that Nebraska small businesses are competitive as possible in today's globalized economy. I'm interested, obviously, in e-commerce, which has made a lot of businesses, large and small, obvious exporters. We need to ensure that we're capitalizing on the doors opened by the internet so that our constituents can reap the rewards of the truly global economy. Associate Administrator Esparza, in your testimony, you emphasize education as a core piece of the SBA's trade agenda. Can you speak to what kinds of education your Office of International Trade can provide?
Sure. Thank you, Congressman. Let me begin, actually, if I may, by referring to your comment on e-commerce. One of the things that we found during the pandemic is that for whatever reason, people who either were displaced from their jobs or chose to leave their jobs, find a new place to live, they didn't just sit still, right? These are people that started a side hustle, created a website, have some product, put up an e-commerce engine, as you referred to. And lo and behold, they got an order from overseas. And so it might not have been on purpose. In fact, the administrator calls these accidental exporters. Our intention in the Office of International Trade is to make sure that these accidental exporters become intentional exporters. And so part of that journey, as you refer to, is education, training, and technical assistance. And so either through our website, through our inbound hotline, but more importantly, through outbound efforts. All of the members of our staff are working very hard through webinars, training, one-on-one consultations to make sure that American small businesses have the education and training they need to be able to compete in the marketplace.
Thank you. Following up on my colleague from Texas' question on China, China's government provides very aggressive subsidies and export assistance to aid their businesses. Can you speak to how China's aggressive and frequent government intervention affects American small businesses? Because they are out there really promoting their products, and where are we in comparison to that, and are they hurting us?
Thank you, Congressman. You know, any country that provides subsidies to its companies can potentially create an unfair marketplace. So this is, again, where our office, as we listen to small businesses around the country, provide examples where this dynamic comes into play. I don't recall any off the top of my head, but as these examples of unfair trade practices, unfair competitive practices come into play, we make sure that we communicate those not only to you all in forums like this, but to the Trade Rep's office, to the Commerce Department, throughout the trade apparatus of the government.
Well, I appreciate that answer. You know, I'm passionate about developing an economic environment where Nebraska businesses can take risks, and I think that's lacking sometimes. People don't understand that that's how we build wealth. Sometimes small businesses and startups fail, and that's part of our free market system. It is important that when our entrepreneurs come up with these ideas, good ideas, and a good business plan, those entrepreneurs are given the opportunity to thrive. That's why I'm co-leading H.R. 8844 along with my colleagues Congressman Dwight Evans, Congresswoman Maureen Newman, and Congresswoman Young Kim. This H.R. 8844 would reauthorize the State Trade Expansion Program, or STEP, within the Small Business Administration. As you know, as you've testified, STEP provides funding to small businesses to help them develop their exports, and this program is very important. I note that the state of Nebraska funded 85 ESBC activities, and I'm hopeful that as we go forward, we can also see an increase in the number of fintech products that we're pushing. Can you briefly speak to, I looked through a lot of the different states, and I'd like to see more fintech products being pushed around the globe. Can you speak to that briefly?
Sure. Thank you, Congressman, and thank you for the authorship of the bill. I also know Nebraska got 100% of what it's asked for in this STEP cycle, so I'm glad Nebraska can use those funds to be as competitive as possible. Obviously, fintech is a growing part of the economy, not only for those products and services, but the payment networks that they ride on. And to the degree that we can continue to evolve our efforts to accommodate and celebrate that aspect of the developing economy, we will do so. In fact, the administrator has established a small business digital alliance that very much focuses on the digital economy. There are payment networks as a part of that. and we will continue to work on fintech, sir.
Thank you for your efforts. Thank you, sir. I yield back.
The gentleman yields. The gentleman, Representative Dean Phillips from the